always think of somatic. And you watch the movie The Killer, which is a movie we kind of themed around it. It's the same thing, you know. Daniel Lee, he's the cop, you know what I mean? He's the man, but Chow Yun-Fat was the villain, but he was the man. You know what I mean? When you put those two together, though, they went against the whole triad, yo. And that was the same thing. Ghost is the man, Ray's the man. But put them together, they could take down the whole triad. That was just part of my mentality of knowing, like, you know, that peanut butter is a good sandwich by itself, but you put jelly with it, it's a great sandwich, you know what I mean? And Ghost was willing to come in and, you know, and play a guest star, you know what I mean, featuring, you know what I mean, on Raekwon, and Raekwon played the front man. I know my brothers well, you know what I mean, I grew up with them, so I knew what kind of styles would fit each one. You know, if you notice on Raekwon and Ghost, you know, we brought in more the mafia style, you know what I mean? We brought in the Godfather type thing, you know what I mean? This type of movies that we watch, type vibe that they carry, type of street mentality they hold, you know what I mean? Then if they need any help, we did a song with Gambino. Was like, yo, he called in a few other brothers to come in, because you know, the idea behind the album was like, yo, we trying to make $1.5–2 million and leave. And so he called in Johnny Blaze, you know what I mean? Noodles, you know what I mean? Bobby Stills, you know what I mean? I try to make those albums like movies, man. And nowadays, it's a blessing that I was able to make audio movies. And now, I'm directing my first feature film for Hollywood, making an audio and visual movie together, you know what I mean? But I always had that mind back then, and I had to grow it, to nurture it, and now I'm living it out, you know, as an adult. The first time I heard Mobb Deep, I heard them first on their first album, actually, because, you know, I've been in the industry just as a hustler trying to get my own title, and I ran across, I think it was on Island Records. But when they went to Loud, you know what I mean? You know, I remember talking to Steve Rifkin about how good these guys are, you know, that you should definitely put them on his roster. But one of my biggest favorite moments, besides all the hot songs they did, and the songs they did with Ghost and Ray, and the songs they did on their own, and Shook Ones being a New York classic, it was when Dirty had brought the tape into the tour van. And he put the he was like, yo, these little motherfuckers rhyme, God. These the nicest little niggas out, God. I'm telling you, these niggas like us, man. And I was like, yeah, it's nice and shit, you know what I mean? So then Havoc was talking back when we was young, you know, he was like, yo, you know, can you know, I get a beat for my album and shit. Now let's look down and say, yo, G, you got it in you. You don't even need a beat from me. You got it in you. You know what I mean? And he took that, he told me years later, he took that wisdom and he did it himself, you know what I mean? And he became one of the top producers in hip hop. Legendary producer, legendary music, you know what I mean? And here it is, you know, 10, 15 years later, Mobb Deep is still rocking the house, yo. And it's an honor and a privilege to have them on the 36 Chamber stage, because to me, they're also part of that era, part of that culture, part of that vibe that was ushered in.